I call the Honourable Member Grant Robertson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and I do want to raise some questions about exactly those clauses that you've helpfully outlined for the House that we're looking at now. It is part 2, Ms Dyson, yes it is. And the clauses, or the question, it's actually a question for the Minister, and I do hope he will answer this one because it is a genuine question. In the first reading and in the select committee process, a number of concerns were raised about the change in assessment for people earning money and who earn money while they're on the student loan scheme in terms of what they have to pay back. And my reading, and I wasn't on the select committee, my reading is a number of those concerns have been dealt with in part 2 with the changes that have been made. And in particular, when we look at clause 48, we see that there is now a change around definitions relating to the exemptions for full-time students. And as I read the change in clause 48, essentially what it's trying to do is say that if a student works intensively in a holiday period, that they're earning money at that point, which for instance would be, with the current repayment threshold, $367 a week. If they were earning more than that, but that under this clause, if they then return to being a student, it would seem to me that they will not then be assessed. They'll be assessed for their whole year's income rather than being assessed on the period in which they earned that money. Now, that would resolve a significant concern that was raised by a number of people in the process of this bill coming in, that there would be a penalty effectively on people who were trying to earn some money during their holiday period rather than having to work extensively through the term time, and that, of course, as many members of the House will know, potentially puts people's studies at risk if they're having to work too many part-time hours. Also, as I think I noted in an earlier intervention, the commentary in the bill talks about the fact it may lead to people unnecessarily borrowing money. That's a different way of looking at the same concern. So I'm just seeking the Minister's guidance on that point. And then relatedly, the changes that have been made in what begins, I think, yes, at clause 76 and then goes on from there, whether or not that addresses the concerns that were raised that by having a full year, moving from a full year assessment to a pay period assessment, whether or not that will penalise people who are earning small amounts of money but then perhaps in blocks larger amounts of money, and then they'll end up having to pay money back when in actual fact their total income will not reach the 19,000 figure. So that's the specific question that I've got.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, I wasn't expecting there to be such a short call on this. Can I just simply respond very quickly to the points the members made by simply answering yes in respect of both clauses? The position with regard to the changes introduced in clause 48, if in that period the borrower is above the 367 threshold, then his interpretation is absolutely correct, with the proviso that of course they don't breach the annual the 19,084 threshold, and the provisions which follow from clause 76 merely give effect to that. So the short answer to his question on both counts is yes.
The question is that part 2 stand part. All those in favour please say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is, honourable members, that part 3 stand part, and I wish to advise members that involves debate on clauses 110 through to 123. I call the honourable member Moana Mack.